before he was Oppenheimer and before she was a mean girl, we had Red Eye with Rachel McAdams and Cillian Murphy. 20th anniversary? Let's talk about it right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I'm your host, Frank Zanka. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And yeah, we're going to talk about the 20th anniversary of Red Eye. It was directed by Wes Craven, who, of course, directed Scream and Nightmare on Elm Street. He's a horror guy for sure. And a very talented one at that. I mean, he's going to go down in one of, as basically a historic horror director. And so 20 years ago, he took a 26-year-old Rachel McAdams, who of course was in Mean Girls. I think that's what she's best known for. Of course, she is also the girlfriend to Doctor Strange. She was in Doctor Strange 1 and 2, among a pile of other things. But I think that's what she's best known for, is those roles. And she's of course, very talented. And then you have Cillian Murphy, of which, he's amazingly talented as well. Here he kind of plays a more of a cartoonish type villain. So it's funny to see him kind of do that. He was also, of course, in Peaky Blinders. And as I said, he played Oppenheimer as well, which I think is probably the role is going to go down for in history, is as Oppenheimer role. But yeah, it was funny to see these guys. She was 26 at the time, and he was 29. And anybody at that time, working with Wes Craven, was definitely a notch in the belt of any actor. And, these guys have had amazing careers over the period of time. But, this is a very, very cartoonish type movie, for sure. Everything here is very tropey, right? So it's a very contained film. For the most part, it takes place in an airport and an airplane, and then her house. So it only really has 3 major locations in the entire movie. The film cost $26 million 20 years ago, which is probably closer to $45 million now. So that's actually very, very expensive for this kind of film. It does have a ton of extras and stuff like that. And, of course, they probably built the plane out and stuff to that so they could take the walls off and shoot from one direction or the other. But the film ended up making close to $100 million in the theater. And then on top of that, it made another $20 million in DVD sales back in the day. And of course, I just watched it on Netflix, and it's getting taken off Netflix, so whatever the deal they had is up. But it's still making money on streaming right now. So this is a very, very successful film. It's extremely successful. It made 4 times its budget in the theater. It was in the black then, and then it hit another $20 million in DVD sales, of which you have a very small amount of marketing in that. And then you have, all its streaming stuff it's doing now. So it's extremely successful. Anybody nowadays, executives give the right arm to have a film that's that successful, especially when everything is kind of failing right now. I think Jurassic World is your biggest tentpole film that's making any money right now. I don't know what the budget. I think the budget on weapons was $30 million. I'm going to do a review on that tomorrow. But a review on that movie cost $30-something million, which is way too high for an independent film. But it was $35 million. It made just about $30 million so far. That's of course going to increase between tomorrow and when all the money gets all the numbers get readjusted by Monday morning or Monday afternoon. So I think the film will be fine if you make your budget back on the first weekend. Then you can they make because you have to split it with the theater. So if you make the budget in the first weekend, then the rest of the thing it'll double it, and then hopefully you'll get to that extra third by the end, which of sort of Superman and Fantastic Four are not doing right now. I mean, wow, Fantastic Four made $4 million so far this weekend. Yo, yowzers! It might not even make 450. Disney must be freaking out right now. I'm really surprised that Feige still has a job after all this. But he destroyed him and what's her face from Star Wars there, Kathy. They need to just go have lunch together. Those guys are peas in a pod, man. One destroys Marvel, the other one destroys Star Wars, and they still have jobs. Figure it out. Anyway, jumping back into Red Eye. The storyline is, again, very, very tiny. I can't even give any spoilers here because the film is so tropey. But it's enjoyable nonetheless. I mean, the actors really, really pull into it. They delve so far into it. They lean into their parts, especially Cillian Murphy, who tries to be as evil as possible. So he comes in from charming and then goes to evil. So this is the story of Lisa, who is a workaholic, and she's a manager of a hotel. And her grandmother, I think it's her grandmother, dies. So she leaves to go north to go to the funeral. And this is her returning home. But her dad does not go to the funeral, which is very strange. I don't know how that works. He's in Miami, which is where she works and she lives, right? And he's constantly asking her, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" But if it's her grandmother, even if the parents are estranged, don't you make an appearance? I don't know. It's very strange to me that he didn't even decide to go to a family funeral. I hope it wasn't his mother. But the dad is played by Brian Cox, who was always good. I mean, he just has... my favorite role for him was in Long Kiss Goodnight. He has such great lines with the dog licking its ass. Most people don't like Long Kiss Goodnight, but I love it. I think that's one of my favorite movies. But yeah, so we have that, and we also have Gemma. I think her name is Gemma Mays from Glee, and I don't know, obviously before she played in Glee, but she is managing while Rachel McAdams' character Lisa is out of town, and not doing a good job of it at all. She's very frazzled. They get a couple in there that comes all the time. They're regulars, but they're rude as shit. And they try to handle her and handle them and stuff like that. It's not easy. So while they're in the airport, she ends up bumping into Cillian Murphy, who is very charming and it basically comes on to her. Tries to guess certain things about her and stuff like that. So you feel like it's almost like a dating movie at that time. It's almost like a romantic comedy at that point. And then from there, they get on the plane and then everything changes. And before we get into it, remember, too, that I am a writer myself. Remember to give me a like, give me a subscribe if you can. And if you can, share this video out there. That would be great. Yeah, check out my stuff on Amazon. You can just type my name in, Frank Zenka, or you can click the link in the description below. And on top of that, you can also check out my 4-novel quadrilogy, Destiny Aurora. It's a sci-fi. It was made into a board game, an RPG, and a graphic novel. And it's also on Audible and on Kindle. And you can also check out my fantasy novel, Tales of Ravenor the Iron Witch. If you like dragons and things like that, you're going to love this. There's got a whole new magic system in there. And then my new comic, Fairy Tales of Terror, which is coming to Kickstarter. It has over 550 followers right now. I am going to be launching. I'm working on a new movie, so I haven't had time to launch that yet. There's a couple of tweaks I still need to do to the campaign. Anyway, you can go to the QR code here or the link in the description below. And we got a Psycho Cinderella running around killing people in New York City, along with Captain Hook, who has an elongated hook and is wiping people right and left. And they're being tracked down by Tiger Lily from Neverland. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, definitely check that out in the QR code or the link in the description below. All right, let's jump back into Red Eye. So they meet in the airport, then they get on the plane, and when they get into the air, Cillian Murphy totally changed his his personality, and the storyline is that there's I don't know if he's the president, vice president, something in the government. Now I don't know, but a higher ending in the government, and he wants her to move him to a specific room in the hotel with his family so that they can assassinate him. And they know that she has the power to make those changes and that the Secret Service is not going to question her. And so the whole thing is a cat and mouse type of film where how is she going to get away from him when she's basically trapped on a plane and he's forcing her to make that call from the plane, and she doesn't want to assign this guy to death along with her family, and she has to figure out a way to outsmart him on the plane. And that's the basic storyline of Red Eye. And like I said, the plot is this thick, man. This thick. There really is no plot. It's a coercion movie, almost like a house invasion movie without the house. It's a plane instead, which makes things interesting. Wes Craven knows how to make a scene intense, even if the scene only takes place on a very, very small area. I mean, think about that. You have 2 seats on a plane for an hour of the film, or pretty close to it. At least 45 minutes of the film takes place with them in their seats. That's it. And of course they go to the bathroom back and forth, but for the most part, they're sitting there. And he has to make those scenes interesting when the camera really can't go very far, right? I mean, you got a 2-shot, you got a 2-shot here, you got close-up, you could go through the window, but what else you got? You got nothing. So, I mean, he's anything that you do in a very, very compact area is tough. Because my buddy that I was trying to learn some directing stuff from, I said, "What's the secret of directing?" He did like Weeds and Medium and Alias and stuff like that. So I asked him, "What's the secret to directing?" And he said, "Keep everything moving at all times. So either the camera's moving or your subject is moving, and that's how you maintain people's attention." So again, think about how good a director you have to be, how talented you have to be to keep yourself in such a small area. And with the airport, you have obviously have more stuff, and then the hotel, and then her house again is very, very compact. It's not a big house that that some of the stuff takes place in. But I definitely suggest watching it purely if you're interested in film, and just to see how Wes Craven keeps the story moving and how he keeps the camera moving, even though it's a very compact and contained film. So definitely check it out. Rachel McAdams, I think, knocks it out of the park. Cillian Murphy really turning on the cartoonish villain, especially towards the end. Anyway, that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think. Did you guys see it? Did you not? On a scale from 1 to 10, probably I watched it more than once, so it's got to be at least a 7 for me. So yeah, I'm going to probably stick it at a 7. Not great, good, way better than average. I've seen a lot worse. And definitely check it out. I don't know if it's left Netflix yet, but you can probably catch it somewhere else. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I greatly appreciate it. Again, remember to give me that like, give me that thumbs up if you can. If you can't subscribe, please do. And definitely check out my stuff on Amazon with my name or the link description below. And definitely jump into Fairy Tales of Terror. Sign up right now because I am going to be launching soon. And you can click the link description below, here, or the QR code. All right. Thanks again, guys. Thanks for watching, and have an awesome week.